So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 10 top mistakes that students commit during their student life, during their career planning ages of their life. I'm going to share with you the 10 top mistakes which I have experienced by being with children and what they have shared with me. So here's the first one. The first one is children don't know what their goals are. Not knowing their goals is the very first mistake. So why are you learning physics? Why did you come into 8th standard? Is getting a 90% the goal, or is it a means goal to get to your goal? So what is that goal? So know your goal and understand everything that takes you closer to the goal. The top 10 mistakes, the very first one is not knowing what the goal is, not knowing the purpose why you are preparing for and what you're learning for. They miss the main goal. And the second mistake, number 2, that they do is they mistake sitting in the class and learning to be equal to studying. Studying is a self-time. It's not sitting in the class and listening. Sitting in the class and listening, you'll be able to understand the whole thing. But understanding is not only a part of studying. Studying is a lot more. There are more activities involved. Studies involve conceptual learning. It involves understanding the concept, getting deeper into the question, knowing the format, knowing the weightage. There's a lot more to learning. So spend time in learning. Don't misunderstand or don't mistake that I sat in the class for 6 hours, so that means I studied for 6 hours. No! People also mistake assignment time is equal to study time. No! Assignment time is not equal to study time. Homework time is not equal to study time. Study time is exclusive study time. Don't confuse that with anything else. Mistake number 3. They don't follow the right methodology. Method is important. Method is important. There is a way you learn concept. There's a way you learn numericals. There is a way you learn long answers. There is a way you will learn dates and facts and boiling point and everything. And there is a definite way that you will learn chemical equations. You cannot read a chemical equation. You cannot write a map. There is a method how you will learn everything. If you follow the method right, you will get everything right. Method is very, very important. Method is important. Environment is important. Timing of studies are important. So all these things should be important. And if you discount any of these things, that's the mistake number 3 that people do. They discount method, environment, learning time, etc. Mistake number 4 is to push out the negative thoughts. So when you sit idly, you can think a lot of thoughts. You can think what will happen tomorrow, or you can get distractive thoughts, and you can get distractive feelings, and you can get a thought of the past, you can get the insecurities of the future. But here's what I'm saying. Be in a position to push them out. Snap it out and come back in the present moment where you are willing to focus, you're willing to learn, and you're willing to stay put with your most important career, your most important goal. Stay committed to that. Be able to snap out from everything that is negative. And the mistake number 5 that every children go through is following your friend. You don't know if they are right. I'm not saying they're always wrong, but what if they're not on the right track and if you're following them? Imagine the damage. The concept, the common thing which goes is this. Are you going? Tu ja raha hai? Main ja raha hu. Don't do that. You can take your own decision. Taking decision is going to be so important for the future. So mistake number 5 that you have is when children follow their friends. So indecision, remember this, indecision is the thief of opportunity. It takes away the opportunities that you have when you do not take some important and some vital decisions. That brings me to the mistake number 6 that children do. Not doing things what are important in the right way. So if it's important right now to study for a physics paper which is tomorrow, and you're procrastinating it because there's a football match, or you're procrastinating it because there's a building party, then that's not the right thing to do, right? Doing the right thing at the right time will clear a lot of clutter from your mind, from your desk, from your life. And when you are free of all these clutters, you can enjoy the way things need to be enjoyed. So that's the mistake number 6, what most people do. They procrastinate what is important to be done, and they don't do what is important to be done at the time when it's important to be done. So you don't do that, huh? You don't do that. You take up the sword and cut everything that's interfering with your decision-making process and do what's important exactly at that time when it's important. Mistake number 7, which children do when they are in their student life or their career planning phase of their studenthood, is they allow too much of interference of the authority figures. It's good that authorities come in your life and they tell you what needs to be done and how it needs to be done and all those things, but don't let it interfere. Don't let it influence too much. Listen to the teacher, the principal, listen to the authority figures, but eventually take your own decision. Because when you take your own decisions, you're proud of the decisions, and then you can say that it's my decision, rather than in the future blaming it onto somebody and saying, oh, I followed that person, oh, I listened to that person. Don't let authority interfere. The mistake that most students do is they let authority interfere and then influence. Mistake number 8. The mistake number 8 is when students don't use this feature in their life called as diversity. When diversity is missing, you get into a mistake number 8. So what is diversity? You read from the textbook and you read from the textbook alone. You're supposed to read from some reference material, refer the past question papers and refer the solutions of different people. You're supposed to have a range, a spectrum. So that's where you use diversity to come to help to you. Anything. Let's say, for example, you're doing a career counseling session and you listen to one person, but you forgot to take the viewpoints of others. When you forget to take the viewpoint of others, you get narrow-minded there. So you need diversity in everything that you do, not just in studies, not just in career, but basically in everything that you do, you need to have this diversity factor. That brings me to the 9th mistake that students do. There are some situations in your life which are there. Don't compare this now, because comparing it will take away the essence of the now and present. Do something about it, but don't compare. Don't sulk into these negative thoughts of, shit yaar, I live in this house and I don't have this facility. No, there are certain things that way. Accept it and do something about it rather than complaining about it. Like some people would be in an ICSE board and say, oh, I wish I was in an IG board. Don't compare reality with a fantasy if you're not willing to do something about it. And the mistake number 10 that most students commit is having a whimsical idea about their career, having a fancy idea that I will get into engineering and suddenly my take home will be this much and everything will change, and then you choose that. Or you say, oh, that person from IIM got a package of 1 crore and therefore I want to get into it. Having this whimsical idea, I don't say it's good or bad, but I say it's going to take you away from the track because the purpose is missing. And why you are having this over ambition. Ambition is very good, but over ambition is a challenging thing. It's a matter of concern. Have these small ambitions. When you reach them, go for the next step, and then you go further, and then you go further, and then you go further. When you have this over ambition in your head, what you lack is productivity. You will lack productivity because the ambition is so big that it's gonna overwhelm you and get you closer to it, and then you're gonna get affected with it. So that's a mistake which that most students do. So stay focused with smaller goals, reach them. You're at 70%, get the next examination, get 72. Every year you'll have 4 examinations, get 2% up, take these baby steps, get closer to your goals. So having heard these 10 major mistakes that children do, what are you going to do? You have to check out your own life's checklist as a student life career and see whether you are participating in any of these. Check whether any of these 10 errors are there in your lifespan. If yes, eliminate them right now. This is a moment to just eliminate these errors. What do you do after eliminating them? Fill it with the positive resources which can replace them positively. And now you're on track. Like, subscribe, and on the notification so that you can be alerted every time we post a video over here. Write in the comment section and let me know whether this video has helped you any much so that you have gone closer to your goals or your focus or your concentration. Has this video given you some clarity of how you should set the goals and what are the mistakes that children do while they are in their student life? So I'm going to see you again the next week with another video. So Happy New Year till then.